When we think of entertainment today, we think of noise, light, and excitement. But in the medieval world, people relaxed in ways that now feel strange, quiet, and unexpectedly calming. Tonight, let's step into those forgotten moments and see how they learn to rest. As night slowly settles over a medieval village, there are no glowing screams, no soft music playing from hidden speakers, and no clocks counting down the hours until morning. There is only firelight. Few small flames dance inside simple homes made of wood and stone. Shadows move gently along the walls. Outside, the wind carries the smell of earth, smoke, and animals. Life here is quiet, but it is never truly peaceful. For the people of the Middle Ages, daily life is hard. Very hard. Most people wake up before sunrise and work until their bodies can no longer move. They farm the land, carry water, tend animals, repair tools, and struggle against cold winters, poor harvests, and constant illness. Many do not live long lives. Many lose children. Many go to bed hungry. And yet, even in this harsh world, people still laugh. They still gather. They still seek moments of distraction. Entertainment, for medieval people, is not about luxury or comfort. It is not about choice. It is about survival. To be entertained, even briefly, is to forget hunger. To laugh is to escape fear. To listen to a familiar story is to feel safe for a moment longer. In the modern world, entertainment fills every empty space. But in medieval times, entertainment was rare, strange, and deeply human. And sometimes, very strange. Tonight, we begin a quiet journey back through time. Not to kings and battles, not to wars or grand castles. But to the small, forgotten pleasures of ordinary people. The strange ways medieval men and women entertained themselves, simply to endure another day. In the Middle Ages, there is no clear line between work and play. A farmer may sing while plowing a field. A group of villagers may turn a simple task into a game. Children invent games from stones, sticks, and mud. Adults join them when no one is watching. There is no concept of free time as we understand it today. Entertainment appears in moments, between chores, after sunset, during festivals, or inside noisy taverns filled with smoke and low laughter. Most entertainment is shared. People gather closely because warmth matters. So does company. Silence in medieval life often means danger. At night, silence invites fear. Wolves, thieves, spirits, illness, death. So people talk. They sing. They tell stories they have heard 100 times before. Not because the stories are new, but because they are familiar. Familiar stories make the darkness feel less threatening. One of the most important things to understand about medieval entertainment is this: it does not need to make sense. Many forms of medieval amusement are repetitive, childish, even pointless. But that is exactly why they work. A simple rhythm, a silly face, a predictable joke. These things calm the mind. The medieval brain, exhausted from labor and fear, does not want complexity. It wants comfort. A wandering jester telling the same jokes from village to village. A musician playing a tune with only a few notes. A storyteller repeating a legend everyone already knows. The value is not in surprise. The value is in repetition. And repetition helps people sleep. Entertainment also creates order in a chaotic world. Life in the Middle Ages is uncertain. Disease arrives without warning. Weather destroys crops. Lords demand taxes. War comes suddenly, but entertainment follows patterns. Festivals return every year. Songs follow the same rhythm. Stories end the same way. In a world with little control, predictable entertainment offers a small sense of stability. People know when to clap. They know when to laugh. They know when the story will end. This predictability is comforting. It reminds them that not everything is random. It may surprise you to learn that medieval people do not see entertainment as childish or unnecessary. They see it as essential. Religious leaders allow festivals. Village elders organize games. Even nobles sponsor performances. Because tired people are dangerous people. Community without laughter becomes restless, angry, broken. Entertainment keeps people calm, distracted, united, even when that entertainment is strange, or uncomfortable, or confusing by modern standards. As we move forward in this story, you will hear about games with no clear rules, music that sounds unpleasant to modern ears, performances that mix humor with cruelty. You will hear about laughter in places where we would expect silence. But remember this, for medieval people, entertainment is not about pleasure alone. It is about endurance. It is about surviving long winters, surviving loss, surviving fear. A strange game played in the mud, a foolish performer wearing bells, a crude joke shouted across a tavern. These moments matter. They remind people that they are still alive. Imagine, for a moment, sitting among them. You are tired. Your hands ache. Your clothes smell of smoke and dirt. The fire crackles softly nearby. Someone begins to tell a story. You already know how it ends, and that is why you listen. Your breathing slows. The night feels less heavy. Tomorrow can wait. This is where medieval entertainment begins. And this is where our journey begins. In the next chapter, we will meet the wandering fools, jesters, and performers, whose strange acts brought laughter to a world that desperately needed it. For now, let the fire burn low, and let the past speak softly. In the medieval world, not all entertainers live in castles or grand halls. Many of them walk. They walk from village to village, along muddy roads and narrow paths, carrying little more than worn clothes, simple instruments, and stories they have told many times before. They are fools, jesters, wandering performers. And to medieval people, they are more important than they appear. When a wandering fool arrives in a village, people notice immediately. Not because he is famous, but because he is different. His clothes may be bright, patched with many colors. Small bells may hang from his hat or sleeves, softly ringing as he moves. His face may be painted or twisted into strange expressions. Children stare first. Then adults gather. Everyone knows what this means. For a short while, work can pause. The day can feel lighter. The fool does not begin with a clever joke. He begins with nonsense. He stumbles on purpose. He speaks in strange voices. He pretends to misunderstand simple things. He might argue with an invisible person, or bow deeply to a dog, or repeat the same word again and again until people laugh. To modern eyes, this seems childish, but for medieval audiences, it is perfect. After a long day of physical labor, the mind does not want cleverness. It wants release. Simple humor works best. Much of the fool's act is slow and repetitive. He drops something. He picks it up. He drops it again. Each time, the crowd laughs a little more. Not because it is new, But because it is expected, the audience feels safe knowing what comes next. This kind of humor does not surprise the mind. It relaxes it, and relaxed minds sleep better. Wandering fools also serve another quiet purpose. They say things others cannot. In medieval society, speaking against authority is dangerous. Questioning lords, priests, or rules can lead to punishment. But fools live outside these rules. They are harmless. They are simple. They are not serious. So they can speak truths hidden inside jokes. A fool may mock a greedy lord, or imitate a strict priest, or complain about taxes while pretending to complain about the weather. People laugh, but they understand. For a moment, shared laughter replaces fear. Not all wandering entertainers are loud. Some are quiet storytellers. They sit near fires, in taverns or village squares, and speak slowly. Their voices are calm. Their stories are familiar. Stories about foolish kings. Stories about talking animals. Stories about clever peasants who outsmart the powerful. These stories are not told for excitement. They are told for comfort. Everyone knows the ending. Everyone knows the rhythm. The storyteller pauses in the same places, uses the same phrases, repeats the same details. This repetition is soothing. Like a lullaby. Music is often part of these performances, but medieval music is very different from what we know today. The instruments are simple. A drum made from animal skin, a flute carved from bone or wood, a stringed instrument with only a few notes. The sound is rough, uneven, sometimes unpleasant. But again, that does not matter. The rhythm matters more than the sound. A slow beat, a steady pattern. Music like this helps people move together, sway together, breathe together. It brings order to tired bodies. Some fools perform strange dances. They twist their bodies. They exaggerate movements. They fall, roll, and jump. There is no clear meaning. And that is the point. Meaning requires effort. Nonsense does not. The audience watches without thinking. Their minds drift. This is entertainment designed for exhaustion. Children love the fools the most. They imitate them. They follow them. They laugh loudly and freely. Adults watch children laugh and remember something they have forgotten. A time before constant worry. For a brief moment, the village feels lighter. Not all wandering entertainers are welcome everywhere. Some villages chase them away. They are seen as troublemakers, as distractions, as bad influences. But even in these places, people secretly enjoy them. A little chaos breaks routine, and routine, when too heavy, becomes unbearable. Wandering fools live difficult lives. They sleep outside. They eat little. They are often sick, but they keep walking, because everywhere they go, people need them. They bring news from other villages. They carry rumors. They connect isolated communities. In a world without fast communication, entertainers are moving threads. They tie the world together. As night falls, performances grow quieter. The fool slows down. The music softens. The stories become calmer. People sit. They lean against walls. They rest their heads. The fire burns lower. Laughter fades into silence. This is the most important part. Entertainment gently leads people toward rest. Imagine sitting there. The day has been long. Your body is tired. The fool's voice drifts in and out of your awareness. You smile, but your eyes begin to close. The nonsense no longer matters. Only the rhythm, only the sound of a human voice nearby. You are not alone. For medieval people, wandering fools are not just entertainers. They are emotional relief, mental rest, living proof that joy still exists, even when life is harsh, even when tomorrow is uncertain. In the modern world, music is everywhere. It is clear. It is polished. It is carefully designed to sound pleasant. But in the medieval world, music is different. It is rough, uneven, sometimes uncomfortable, and yet it brings comfort. Medieval people do not listen to music for beauty alone. They listen for rhythm. After long days of work, rhythm is what remains. The body remembers patterns even when the mind is tired. A steady beat, a repeating sound. These things calm the nervous system, even if the sound itself is imperfect. Most medieval instruments are simple. They are made from whatever is available. Wood from nearby forests, animal skin from daily labor, bones from meals long finished. Nothing is wasted. A drum might be stretched too tight. A flute might sound sharp or breathy. A stringed instrument may go out of tune quickly. But this is normal. No one expects perfection. Music often begins quietly. A single drum, a slow beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. The rhythm matches walking, matches breathing. People gather without thinking. A bone flute joins in. Its sound is thin and uneven. The notes drift rather than sing. To modern ears, it might sound strange, but to medieval ears, it is familiar. Familiar sounds are comforting. Music is rarely played alone. It is shared. One person taps a rhythm, another hums, someone else claps softly. There is no audience. Only participants. Medieval music does not demand attention. It allows the mind to wander. The tune repeats. The rhythm does not change. This repetition is intentional. It slows thought. It encourages rest. Sometimes, the music is played indoors. In taverns filled with smoke and low voices. The sound mixes with laughter, footsteps, and crackling fires. Nothing is clear. Everything blends. This blending is soothing. No sharp edges. Other times, music fills open spaces. Village, squares, fields, forest, clearings. The wind carries the sound away. What remains is the beatl pulse in the distance. Some medieval songs have words. Most are simple, short lines, repeated phrases, often about daily life, work, weather, animals, food. Nothing dramatic. Nothing urgent. Many songs have no clear beginning or end. They fade in. They fade out. Someone starts singing. Others join. Eventually, the song disappears. Like breathing. Children learn music by listening. There are no written notes, only memory. Songs change over time. Each village has its own version. This does not bother anyone. Variation is normal. In the evening, music slows. The drum beat becomes softer. Flute plays fewer notes. Voices lower. The goal is no longer movement. It is rest. Music helps people feel less alone. A steady rhythm reminds them that others are nearby. That life continues. That the night is shared. There are moments when music sounds almost unpleasant. A flute squeals. A string snaps, but no one stops. Imperfection is expected. Perfection would feel unnatural. Some medieval people believe music has power, not magical. power. But emotional power. They believe certain rhythms calm. Fear. Certain tones ease sadness. They may not have words for it, but they feel it. Music is also used during long waits, waiting for food, waiting for news, waiting for morning. A slow rhythm makes waiting easier. Time feels softer. Imagine sitting near a fire. The day is done. Your body is heavy. Drum beats softly nearby, not loud enough to demand attention, just loud enough to notice. A flute breathes between the beats. You do not follow the melody. You simply let it exist. Your thoughts slow. Your breathing matches the rhythm. This is medieval music. Not performance. Not entertainment in the modern sense, but a tool for balance, for calm, for sleep. As the night deepens, the music fades. People drift away. Some fall asleep where they sit. Others walk home slowly. The rhythm lingers in the body. In a world filled with uncertainty, music offers something steady, a reminder that patterns exist, that the night will pass. In a medieval world, animals are everywhere. They live beside people. They work with people. They share the same streets, the same air, the same dangers. And sometimes they become part of entertainment. To modern eyes, this may feel strange. But for medieval people, animals are not distant or symbolic. They are familiar. A horse is not a romantic image. It is labor. A dog is not a pet in the modern sense. It is protection. A bear is not a storybook creature. It is power. When animals appear in medieval entertainment, they bring something important. They bring control, danger. Life in the Middle Ages is already risky. People face illness, hunger, and accidents daily. Because of this, they are not drawn to danger for excitement alone. They are drawn to it for understanding. Watching risk from a distance helps them feel prepared. It reminds them of their place in the world. In village squares and traveling fairs, animals sometimes perform. Not in complex acts, simple actions. A trained dog following commands. A horse walking in circles. A monkey mimicking human gestures. The crowd gathers quietly, not shouting, not cheering loudly. Watching closely. There is tension in the air. Not fear, not joy. Attention. People focus on movement, on timing, on balance. This focus pulls the mind away from daily worries. Some performances involve strength, a strong animal pulling weight, holding position, remaining still. There is respect here. People understand effort. They recognize discipline. Children are fascinated. They point. They whisper. Adults remain calm. They have seen animals work before, but never like this. Never framed as something to watch. In some places, trained animals travel with entertainers. The animals become familiar faces. Villages remember them. They are spoken about long after they leave. Not all animal entertainment is organized. Sometimes, people simply watch animals together. A dog chasing birds, horses reacting to sound, livestock moving as a group. These moments are shared. They require no explanation. In medieval life, observing animals is educational. People believe animals understand things humans do not. Weather, danger, change. Watching animals brings a sense of connection. There are also games involving animals. Simple ones. Guessing which animal will move first, which direction it will choose, how long it will remain still. No prizes. Just Waiting is part of the experience. Waiting slows time. It creates calm. The outcome matters less than the pause. Some forms of animal entertainment feel uncomfortable to modern listeners, but medieval people see them differently. They do not separate entertainment from reality. Life and risk are already close. Watching controlled danger helps them feel less helpless. Importantly, these moments are communal. No one watches alone. People stand together. They speak quietly. They share reactions. This shared attention creates safety. As evening approaches, animal performances and animals grow tired. People understand this. The crowd thins. Conversations soften. The memory of the performance remains. Not as excitement, but as texture. Something that filled the day. Imagine standing at the edge of a crowd. You are not fully engaged, not fully detached. You watch movement. You feel the quiet tension. Then it passes. This is medieval entertainment with animals. Not loud, not dramatic. Measured. Grounded. Animals remind people of limits. Of strength beyond human control, of balance between danger and trust. These reminders are strangely calming. As night falls, animals return to rest. Stables quiet, cages covered. The village breathes out. The risk is over. The day is complete. In the medieval world, violence is never far away. Wars happen suddenly. Conflicts last for years. Weapons are tools of daily life, and yet, strangely enough, people still choose to watch violence that is not real. They gather for mock battles. Practice fights, demonstrations, carefully controlled displays of strength. Not to feel fear, but to feel familiarity. Mock battles are not the same as real combat. They follow rules. They happen at known times, in known places, with expected outcomes. This predictability changes everything. In village squares or open fields, people gather in loose circles. There is no urgency. No panic. Only quiet anticipation. The fighters step forward slowly. Their movements are deliberate. Nothing is rushed. Weapons are often dulled. Blades are blunted. Spears are rounded. Armor is worn more for show than protection. Everyone understands this. The danger is present, but distant. The fighters bow. This moment matters. It tells the crowd that this is play. Serious play, but still play. The fight begins gently. Steps forward, steps back. The rhythm is slow. The audience follows. Movement rather than action. This is important. Fast motion excites the mind. Slow motion calms it. Strikes are exaggerated. A swing is wide. A fall is dramatic. The crowd reacts softly, not shouting, not gasping. Just watching. Many in the crowd have seen real violence. They know the difference. This difference brings relief. Here, nothing unexpected will happen. Here, control exists. Mock battles often tell stories. A brave knight, a foolish challenger, a lesson learned. The outcome is obvious long before the end. This is comforting. The mind rests when it knows what comes next. Children watch closely. They copy movements with sticks later. Adults watch with slower eyes. They remember training. They remember fear. But here, fear stays quiet. Sometimes, mock battles are humorous. A fighter pretends to trip. Another pauses too long. The crowd smiles. Laughter softens the scene. These performances are not about victory. They are about release. The release of tension built up over years. Years of living beside real danger. Mock violence gives people a way to face fear without being harmed. It allows them to look directly at what frightens them and remain safe. This matters deeply as the performance continues. Movements slow further. Fighters breathe heavily. The crowd grows still. This shared stillness is powerful. Time stretches. Minutes feel longer. Thoughts drift. This is not excitement. This is focus without stress. Eventually, one fighter falls. Not suddenly. Gradually. The crowd already expects it. The ending arrives gently. The fighters bow again. The performance is over. No cheers. No loud applause. Just quiet. Acknowledgement. People turn away calmly. They talk softly. Some say nothing at all. The moment is past. In medieval life, mock battles serve a quiet purpose. They remind people that danger can be shaped, that fear can be contained, that not all violence must lead to harm. This understanding brings peace, especially at the end of long days. As evening approaches, the field empties. Weapons are stored. Armor is removed. Fighters become ordinary people again. The air cools. Shadows grow long. The body begins to relax. Imagine standing at the edge of the crowd. You watched without tension. Without fear. Your heart rate never changed. This is the calm of pretend violence. A strange concept to modern minds, but necessary. One in medieval life. It allows the community to process reality slowly. Safely. Together. Not all medieval entertainment involves danger. Some of it has no purpose at all. No rules. No clear beginning. No winner. And that is exactly why it works. In the medieval world, life is filled with rules. Rules about land. Rules about work. Rules about class and duty. Every day follows the same demands. So when people find a moment without rules, they protect it. In village squares, fields, and muddy roads, people invent games. These games are simple. They use whatever is nearby. Sticks, stones, ropes, buckets of water. Nothing special. One common game is pushing. Not aggressive. Not angry. Just pushing each other gently. Until someone stumbles. The goal is not to hurt. The goal is to laugh. Another game involves throwing. Throwing stones at a mark. Throwing mud. Throwing apples after harvest. No score is kept. Someone always changes the rules. No. One complains. Children start these games. Adults join later. At first, they watch. Then they smile. Then they step in. These games feel foolish, and that foolishness is important. It allows adults to forget responsibility. For a moment, they are not farmers, not workers, not parents. Just bodies moving. There is often no clear ending. The game fades. People grow tired. Someone walks away. Others follow. This lack of structure is calming. There is no pressure. No need to perform well. No need to remember anything. Some games involve balance. Standing on one foot. Walking along a log. Trying not to fall. Everyone fails eventually. Failure is expected. Failure is funny. Others involve repetition. Passing an object in a circle. Clapping in rhythm. Jumping at the same time. The repetition creates rhythm. Rhythm creates calm. Laughter during these games is soft. not loud, more like breath escaping. A shared release. Importantly, these games are social. People touch. They stand close. Physical closeness matters in medieval life. Warmth matters. Games without rules remove hierarchy. A lord may lose balance. A child may win a throw. For a moment, status disappears. This feels rare. And freeing. No one records these moments. They leave no history, but they happen often. And they matter deeply. As evening approaches, games slow. Movements become smaller. Voices soften. People sit on the ground. They watch others play. Even watching is enough. The lack of purpose allows the mind to rest. The body does not rush. Time feels gentle. Imagine standing nearby. You are not playing. You are not thinking. You simply observe movement. Laughter drifts past you. Nothing important happens. And that is the point. In a life filled with survival, meaningless joy becomes precious. It reminds people that existence is more than work. Eventually, the light fades. The games stop without announcement. People drift home. No one feels disappointed. Nothing ended. It simply dissolved. This is the quiet power of pointless games. They begin without effort. They end without loss. As daylight fades in the medieval world, people move indoors, not into quiet homes, but into taverns. The tavern is not a place of luxury. It is warm. It is crowded. It smells of smoke, wood, and simple drink. And for many medieval people, it is the center of entertainment. Most homes are cold at night. Fires are small. Space is tight. The tavern offers something different. Light, warmth, voices. People do not go to taverns to drink heavily. The drink is weak. It is safer than water. It is part of daily life. What people truly come for is company. Inside a medieval tavern, nothing is quiet, but nothing is loud either. Sounds overlap, footsteps, low laughter, murmured conversations. This constant sound is comforting. Silence feels dangerous. Noise means life. People sit close together. Benches are shared. Strangers become familiar quickly. Stories begin without announcement. Someone starts talking. Others listen. These stories are not exciting. They are ordinary. Stories about work, about weather, about small problems. Sometimes stories grow exaggerated. A small event becomes larger. The truth matters less than the telling. People interrupt gently. They add details. They correct each other. This back and forth is part of the entertainment. No one demands attention. Stories rise and fall naturally. In one corner, a familiar tale is told again. Everyone knows it. They listen anyway. Repetition is welcome. Familiar stories require no effort. The mind relaxes. Some stories are humorous. Others are sad. Many are unfinished. Endings are not important. Time passes slowly in taverns. There is no clock. Only tiredness. People sip their drinks. Slowly. No one rushes. Arguments happen, but they are soft. Words matter more than volume. Disagreements often fade into laughter, not because they are resolved, but because they are forgotten. Fire crackles nearby. The sound blends with voices. This blending is important. No single sound stands out. The mind floats. Children sometimes sit quietly near adults. They listen. They learn rhythm. They may not understand the words, but they understand tone. As night deepens, stories become calmer. Voices lower. Pacing slows. Some people stop talking altogether. They simply sit. Listening. Listening is enough. The tavern becomes a place of rest, not sleep, but something close. People lean against walls. Heads rest on hands. Eyes half closed. No one minds. This is normal. The tavern accepts tiredness. Eventually, people leave, one by one. Without ceremony. Goodbyes are brief. Tomorrow will bring the same faces. The fire is left to burn low. The room empties. The tavern does not close with excitement. It fades. This is medieval entertainment at its quietest. Not performance. Not games. Just shared presence. In a world filled with uncertainty, the tavern offers something steady. Familiar faces, familiar sounds, familiar stories. For medieval people, this is enough. When night deepens in the medieval world, stories change. They grow quieter, slower, more careful. This is the time for ghost stories, not told to shock, not told to frighten, but told to settle the mind before sleep. Medieval people live close to death. Illness is common. Accidents happen suddenly. Life is fragile. Because of this, death is not hidden. It is spoken about openly. And so are ghosts. Ghost stories are not whispered in fear. They are shared calmly, often near a fire, often at the end of the day. The tone is steady. The purpose is familiar. These stories are not about surprise. They are about repetition. The same spirits, the same places, the same endings. Everyone already knows them. A storyteller begins slowly. No dramatic opening. Just a simple sentence. Long ago, people say, it is known that. These phrases signal safety. The ghosts in medieval stories are not violent. They do not scream. They do not chase. They appear quietly. Standing, watching, waiting. Often, the ghost is sad. A traveler who never returned. A worker who died far from home. A soul with unfinished business. The emotion is gentle. Melancholy. Listeners do not feel fear. They feel recognition. Loss is part of life. The ghost represents memory. Many stories end without resolution. The ghost remains. The story stops. This is normal. Not everything needs closure. Ghost stories are often tied to places. A bridge, a road, a forest edge. Familiar locations. Places listeners pass every day. This familiarity is important. It grounds the story. It keeps it from becoming too intense. Sometimes, the storyteller pauses. Lets the fire crackle. Lets silence settle. This pause matters. Listeners, imagine softly, not vividly. Just enough. Children often listen too. They are not scared. They are curious. They ask quiet questions. Later. Adults answer calmly. There is no urgency. No warning. Just explanation. Ghost stories also carry lessons. Not moral lessons. Practical ones. Do not travel alone at night. Respect certain places. Pay attention to signs. These lessons feel gentle, wrapped in story. The rhythm of these tales is slow. Sentences repeat. Descriptions are simple. This repetition relaxes the mind. Many listeners close their eyes, not because they are afraid, but because they are tired. The voice of the storyteller becomes background like wind, like fire in medieval life. Ghost stories prepare people for sleep. They acknowledge the unknown without overwhelming it. Fear, when controlled, becomes calming. It gives shape to worry. It makes it manageable. Imagine sitting near the fire. The room is dim. Someone speaks softly. You already know the story. You do not listen closely. You let the words pass through you. Your breathing slows. The night feels settled. This is the purpose of medieval ghost stories. Not to disturb, but to guide the mind toward rest. Eventually, the story ends. Not with a final line, but with silence. No one reacts. No one claps. The moment simply fades. People rise slowly. They return home. They carry the quiet with them. The ghost stays behind. In the story. Where it belongs. In a world filled with uncertainty, these gentle tales give shape to darkness. They say, the night has meaning, the unknown can be named, and sleep will come. In the medieval world, certainty is rare. Weather changes without warning, crops fail, illness arrives quietly. People learn early that much of life is decided by forces they cannot control. Because of this, games of chance feel strangely natural. Cards and dice appear wherever people gather. In taverns, in homes, near fires at the end of long days. They require little space, little effort. And they offer something important: a pause. Medieval cards do not look like modern ones. They are handmade, rough, uneven. Symbols are simple. Swords, coins, cups, sticks. Each card is slightly different. This is normal. Dice are small and worn, often carved from bone or wood. Numbers are not always clear. Sometimes dots fade. Sometimes corners chip. No one minds. Games begin slowly. Someone suggests playing. Others nod. No excitement, just agreement. The rules are flexible. They change often. What matters is not fairness. It is flow. Small bets are common. Not large sums. A piece of bread, a sip of drink, a simple promise. The risk is low. The focus is not on winning. Winning and losing happen quietly. No celebration, no disappointment, just movement. Cards passed, dice rolled. The sound of dice matters. A soft click, a gentle roll. This sound repeats. It becomes rhythmic. Repetition is calming. The mind follows the pattern. Roll, pause, reveal. People lean in slightly. Not tense. Just attentive. Conversation continues during play. Stories overlap with the game. No one stops talking. This combination matters. The game does not demand full attention. It allows thought to drift. Sometimes, players forget whose turn it is. Someone reminds them. They smile. Games may last minutes or hours. Time feels different. Chance offers relief. It removes responsibility. You did not choose the outcome. The dice did. This removes blame. It removes pressure. It creates peace. In a world where effort does not always bring reward, chance feels honest. It asks nothing. Some games involve simple counting. Others involve memory. None are complex. Complexity tires the mind. Children watch these games closely. They learn patience. They learn waiting. Adults slow down. Their movements become smaller. Their voices soften. Sometimes cheating happens. Quietly. Not aggressively. If noticed. It becomes a joke. Arguments are rare. The stakes are too small. Games of chance often end without conclusion. Someone stands. Someone yawns. The game dissolves. No. One feels unfinished. The purpose was not completion. It was time passing gently. Imagine sitting nearby. You watch hands move. You hear dice roll. You do not track the game. Your thoughts wander. The rhythm remains. This is medieval entertainment at its simplest. Chance. Repetition. Low stakes. In the evening, games slow further. Dice roll less often. Cards remain on the table. People begin to leave. Quietly. The table empties. The sound fades. Games of chance offer medieval people something rare. A moment where effort and outcome separate. Where responsibility rests elsewhere. This separation is restful. In the medieval world, order matters. Everyone knows their place. Everyone follows rules. Most days are the same. But once in a while, everything changes. There are special days in the medieval calendar. Festival days. Days when normal rules soften. Not forever. Just long enough to breathe. On these days, the world turns upside down. Servants pretend to be masters. Peasants dress like nobles. Fools wear crowns. For a short time, nothing is as it should be. These festivals are not accidents. They are planned, carefully allowed. Because leaders understand something important. Too much order breaks people. During these celebrations, laughter fills the streets. Not wild laughter, playful laughter. People wear simple costumes, clothes turned inside out, hats worn the wrong way, faces covered lightly, nothing elaborate. A king is chosen, often the poorest man. Or the town fool. He does not rule. He pretends. He gives silly orders. Everyone obeys. For fun. This pretending is powerful. It allows people to imagine a different world without changing the real one. Games during these festivals are strange. Rules are ignored. Mistakes are celebrated. Someone may shout nonsense. Others repeat it. Soon, everyone laughs. Music sounds louder, but still slow. Drums beat steadily. People sway. Food is shared more freely. Small treats, nothing excessive. The festival feels safe because it is temporary. Everyone knows it will end. Children love these days. They see adults act foolish. This feels rare. Adults relax. They release tension. These festivals are not about rebellion. They are about balance. For one day, hierarchy disappears. Then it returns. Stronger. As evening approaches, energy softens. Costumes come off. Faces grow tired. The king steps down. No ceremony. Just acceptance. People begin to clean. To restore order. No sadness. The day has done its work. Imagine standing in the crowd. You laugh lightly. You do not think deeply. The world feels lighter because it will soon return to normal. This strange inversion of roles is medieval entertainment at its most symbolic. It allows people to step outside themselves, then step back in a hard world. Even pretend freedom matters. As night falls, fires burn low, music slows. People head home. Tomorrow will be the same as always, and that is okay. In the medieval world, Fairs do not happen often. That is why they matter. A fair does not arrive quietly. It is announced by movement. Carts on roads, voices calling, animals walking in long lines. People notice days before. When the fair finally comes, the village changes. Open spaces fill. Tents rise. Stalls appear. The air smells different. Food, wood, animals, smoke. Everything blends. Fairs are not calm places, but they are not chaotic either. They move at their own pace. Slow, constant. People walk without direction. They wander. There is no plan. Entertainment appears everywhere. A performer juggling poorly. A storyteller speaking softly. A musician repeating the same tune. No one watches for long. They stop. They listen. They move on. This movement matters. It prevents focus. It keeps the mind light. Colors are simple. Cloth banners. Painted signs. Costumes worn lightly. Nothing bright enough to overwhelm. Children pull adults forward. Adults follow. Animals appear. Again, not performing, just present. Horses, goats, birds in cages. People watch them quietly. At some stalls, small games appear. Throwing objects, guessing weights, simple challenges. Winning does not matter. Prizes are small. Losing is common. And accepted. Food is shared. People eat slowly. Standing. Talking. No one rushes. There is no schedule. Fairs allow people to see strangers. This is rare. Villages are usually closed. Worlds. Strangers bring novelty, but not danger. Conversation stays polite. Curiosity replaces fear. As the day continues. Energy softens. Sounds blend. Music becomes background. People grow tired. They sit. They rest. Even sitting and watching becomes entertainment. The fair does not peak. It fades. As evening approaches. Performers slow. Stalls close. People leave gradually. No final event. The open space empties. Only marks on the ground remain. The fair leaves behind memories, not excitement. Texture. For medieval people, fairs are sensory experiences, not thrilling, just different. They break routine gently. Then restore it. Imagine walking slowly through the fair. You are not searching for anything. You simply observe. This wandering is restful. In the medieval world, life and death are close neighbors. They share the same streets, the same air, the same public spaces. Because of this, people do not hide from the idea of death. They live beside it, and sometimes they watch it. This may sound unsettling to modern ears, but for medieval people, watching the edge of life is not about cruelty. It is about understanding order. Public punishment exists in open places. Town squares, crossroads, market, grounds. Places everyone knows, places everyone passes. These events are announced ahead of time. There are no surprises. People prepare. The crowd gathers quietly, not excited, not afraid. Attentive. Children are present. So are elders. No one is excluded. Importantly, these moments are structured. They follow rules. They follow ritual. This structure matters. The event does not begin suddenly. There is waiting. Long waiting. Waiting slows the mind. It creates stillness. People stand together. They talk softly. They exchange small comments. There is no shouting. No. Cass. What people watch is not violence itself. It is consequence. In medieval life, rules are visible. Breaking them has visible outcomes. This clarity brings a strange calm. People do not come to enjoy suffering. They come to witness resolution. The human mind seeks endings. These events provide them. The moments themselves are brief, much shorter than the waiting. When it is over, there is no celebration. No reaction. Just dispersal. People walk away quietly. They return to daily life. This return is important. It restores normal rhythm. For medieval people, watching these moments reinforces boundaries. It reminds them of limits. Limits feel safe. In a world filled with uncertainty, clear limits bring peace. The presence of death does not increase fear. It organizes it. Fear without shape is overwhelming. Fear with structure is manageable. People talk about these events later, not with emotion, with clarity. They discuss rules. Not pain. This way of seeing death is different from modern perspectives, but it fits medieval life. Life is fragile. Knowing this openly reduces shock. As evening approaches, the square empties. The space returns to normal. Children play again. Merchants return. The place holds no tension. It has released it. Imagine standing at the edge of the crowd. You feel calm. Not disturbed. The event did not awaken fear. It closed a chapter. This is medieval entertainment at its most serious. Not joy. Not laughter, but order. Order allows rest. In a medieval world, silence is not empty. It is meaningful. Many forms of entertainment do not rely on speech. They rely on movement. Gesture. Presence. Not everyone can read. Not everyone understands the same language, but everyone understands the body. Silent entertainment appears in open spaces, village squares, church steps, courtyards. A performer arrives quietly. No announcement. No introduction. They begin with a movement. Slow. Deliberate. People notice. They stop walking. They turn their heads. The performer does not rush. There is no pressure. A hand rises. A foot steps forward. A body bends. The story begins without words. This kind of performance is common, especially in places where languages mix. Travelers, merchants, pilgrims. Silence becomes the shared language. Mime-like figures act out daily life. A farmer plowing, a mother carrying a child, a traveler losing his way. These scenes are familiar. People recognize themselves. Recognition creates comfort. Sometimes the performance is humorous. A stumble. An exaggerated reaction. A slow realization. Laughter appears softly, not loud. Sometimes the performance is calm. Circular movement. Repetition. Repetition is soothing. The mind relaxes. There is no climax. No ending. The performer simply slows, then stops. The audience understands. Applause is rare. People nod. Smile. Move on. This simplicity is intentional. Silent performance is not meant to impress, but is meant to blend. These performers do not demand attention. They invite it. In medieval life, quiet entertainment is respected. It does not interrupt work. It does not disrupt prayer. It exists beside daily life. Children watch from the ground. Adults watch from a distance. No one stands too close. This distance creates safety. Both for performer and viewer. Sometimes performers use simple props. A stick, a hat, a cloth. These objects become many things. A sword, a baby, a door. The transformation happens in the mind. This engages imagination. Without effort. Imagination without strain is restful. Silent performances often happen in the late afternoon, when energy lowers, when shadows grow, the light softens movement, the body becomes shape. Watching movement without words slows thought. Drifts. The mind rests between actions. For medieval people, this kind of entertainment is grounding. It brings attention back to the body. Life is physical. Hands work. Feet walk. Backs bend. Seeing these motions reflected is calming. There is no moral lesson spoken. No rule explained. Meaning is felt, not taught. As evening approaches, performers fade. They leave quietly. No goodbye. The space returns to normal, but something lingers. A softness. Imagine standing there, watching slowly. Not thinking, just observing. Your breathing slows. This is entertainment without demand. Without tension. In a loud world, silence becomes the gift. In the medieval world, not all entertainment is planned. Some of it appears suddenly, on a table, on the ground, in a quiet corner of the village. These are games of chance. Simple games. Small risks. They do not require strength. They do not require skill. Only attention. Dice made of bone or wood. Stones with markings. Cards painted by hand. Nothing polished. Nothing perfect. People gather slowly. Not a crowd. Just a few. Games of chance are quiet entertainment. Voices stay low. Hands move gently. These games are not about winning much. They are about passing time. The stakes are small. A coin, a piece of bread, a favor. Losing does not hurt. Winning does not excite. This balance is important. In medieval life, daily work is repetitive. Fields, tools, tasks. Games of chance introduce uncertainty. But controlled uncertainty, the mind wakes slightly, then relaxes. Again. Dice roll. They stop. Everyone looks. The pause is the entertainment. People wait together. In silence. This shared waiting connects them. No one rushes the moment. Sometimes players talk. Sometimes they do not. Both are acceptable. Games of chance do not demand emotion. They allow it. A small smile, a nod, a sigh. These games often happen indoors. Taverns, homes, sheltered spaces. Light is low. Fire flickers. Shadows move slowly. The rhythm stays steady. Dice roll. Cards turn. Hands reset. Repetition calms the nervous system, even when chance is involved. Interestingly, medieval people do not see luck as random. They see it as temporary. Luck comes. Luck goes. This belief removes pressure. Losing is not personal. Winning is not permanent. This mindset keeps emotions even. Games end without ceremony. Someone stands. Someone leaves. No score is kept. No memory recorded. The moment dissolves. These games are often played after work, when the body is tired, when the mind needs light focus. They prevent overthinking. Chance distracts gently. For listeners today, this is easy to imagine. A quiet room. Soft light. Slow movement. Nothing dramatic happens. That is the point. Even the sound of dice is soft. Dull tap. A roll. A stop. These sounds blend into background noise. Time passes unnoticed. Games of chance also reflect medieval beliefs. Life itself feels uncertain. Harvests fail. Weather changes. Practicing uncertainty in small ways builds acceptance. These games teach patience without instruction. No one lectures. No one explains. Understanding arrives naturally. As the night deepens. Games slow. Hands move less. Eyes grow heavy. Someone yawns. Another stretches. The game ends without words. People return home. The mind feels settled. Not stimulated. This is medieval entertainment at its most subtle. In the medieval world, stories are not finished things. They do not have a clear beginning. They do not have a clear end. Stories exist like paths. You step onto them. You walk for a while. Then you leave. Most stories are short. Very short. They are told while working, while resting. While waiting. No one gathers only to hear a story. Stories arrive naturally. A voice begins speaking. Others listen without turning their heads. The story is familiar. That is why it is comforting. These stories are repeated many times. The same words, the same rhythm. Small details may change, but the shape stays the same. The storyteller does not perform. They remember. Memory is the art. Stories are passed slowly. From mouth to mouth. From generation to generation. No one asks for originality. Originality is not valued. Stability is. The listener already knows what will happen. This removes tension. The mind rests inside expectation. Most medieval stories are simple. A traveler, a road, a choice. Often, the ending is unresolved. The traveler keeps walking. The road continues. This is intentional. An ending would wake the mind. Stories without endings allow sleep. Storytellers speak softly. Even in groups. The pace is slow. Words stretch. Pauses grow. Silence is part of the story. Listeners may drift. That is acceptable. No one demands attention. Children fall asleep. Adults continue working. The story flows around them. Stories also serve memory. They preserve history. A gently. No dates. No names. Only actions. Actions are easier to remember. A good medieval story can be told while walking, while shaping wood. While cooking. The rhythm matches movement. This coordination is calming. Stories also repeat moral patterns, but they do not explain them. The lesson is implied, not spoken. Listeners absorb meaning unconsciously. This is effective. Storytelling becomes background sound. Like wind, like fire. It is always present, never demanding. As night deepens, stories slow further. Voices lower. Pauses lengthen. Some words disappear entirely. Listeners fill the gaps. Eventually, the voice fades. Not because the story ends, but because sleep arrives. The story continues in the mind. This is the power of unfinished stories. They do not close, they drift. For medieval people, this kind of storytelling is daily. Not special. And that is why it works. In the medieval world, music is not a performance. It is a presence. Music exists alongside life, not above it. Most music is simple. Very simple. A single instrument. A single voice, sometimes both. There is no stage, no audience. Music begins quietly, almost unnoticed. A string vibrates, a flute breathes, a voice hums. The sound fills the space slowly. Medieval music is repetitive. This is intentional. Patterns repeat. Notes return. Repetition calms the mind. Music is not written. It is remembered. This means it changes slightly. Each time, but the shape remains. People do not listen closely. They let the music exist. The sound becomes background. It blends with fire. With wind. With footsteps. Musicians do not seek attention. They provide atmosphere. Often, music plays in the evening. After work, before sleep. The body is tired. The mind follows. Slow rhythms guide breathing. The music has no climax. No dramatic rise. It stays level. Instruments are quiet by nature. Lutes. Harps. Simple. Flutes. Even drums are soft. Taps. Not struck. Music indoors is softer still. Walls hold the sound. Music outdoors drifts away. People feel no need to applaud. No signal to stop. Music ends when it ends. Sometimes a song repeats for hours. No one complains. Repetition becomes comfort. Medieval people do not use music to express emotion. They use it to regulate it. Music steadies mood. It prevents restlessness. Singing is common, but singing is gentle. No strong projection. Voices blend. Harmony is simple. Sometimes accidental. This imperfection is accepted. Music belongs to everyone, not specialists. Anyone may join. Or not. Listening is passive. Music also marks time. Not by clocks, but by feeling. When the song slows, night has arrived. When it fades, sleep follows. Music prepares the mind for darkness. Darkness is not feared. That is expected. The final notes often stretched. Held longer. Then silence returns. The silence feels full, not empty. This is music's final gift. For modern listeners, this kind of music feels distant, but the effect is familiar. Soft sound, low rhythm. No urgency. The nervous system relaxes. In the medieval world, rest is not separate from life. It is woven into it. People do not prepare for sleep the way we do today. They move toward it naturally. There are no bright lights. No screens. No sudden noise. Darkness arrives slowly. And people follow. As evening settles, activity decreases. Not abruptly, gradually. Work ends earlier than expected. Conversation slows. Movement softens. The body recognizes the pattern. Medieval people trust their bodies. They listen to them. Sleep is not treated as a reward or an escape. It is a continuation. Homes are quiet by design. Walls are thick. Windows are small. Light is limited. A candle, a fire. When the light dims, so does thought. People do not resist this. They accept it. Sleep is not forced. It arrives. Beds are simple. Wood. Straw. Cloth. Luxurious. But it is familiar. Familiarity creates safety. People often sleep in shared spaces. Families. Rooms. Floors. Privacy is rare, but loneliness is rarer. The presence of others is calming. Breathing syncs. Movement stills. Silence becomes layered. Sleep in the medieval world is not one long stretch. It comes in phases. People fall asleep early. Wake naturally. Rest again. This rhythm follows the night. Waking in the dark is not alarming. It is expected. During these quiet waking hours, people do little. Sit. Think. Pray. There is no pressure to return to sleep quickly. Eventually, rest returns on its own. This removes anxiety. Sleep is flexible, not strict. Dreams are accepted, not analyzed. Deeply. Dreams are part of rest, not distractions from it. Night. Sounds are familiar. Wind. Animals. Wood shifting. These sounds are not threats. They are signals. The mind learns them. Stops reacting. Children learn. Sleep by watching adults. No rules are spoken. The rhythm teaches itself. Morning arrives. Gently. Light increases slowly. There is no alarm. People wake when ready. This creates trust in the body. Entertainment in the medieval world supports sleep. Not excitement. Stories fade instead of end. Music slows instead of rises. Games stop quietly. Everything points toward rest. This alignment matters. Modern life separates entertainment from sleep. Medieval life connects them. This connection reduces tension. The mind does not fight rest. It welcomes it. Imagine lying down after a long day. No unfinished noise. No sharp light. Only darkness. Familiar sounds. A steady rhythm. Sleep comes not as an event, but as a state. For medieval people, rest is communal. Predictable. Safe. And that is why it works. In the medieval world, there is a moment that belongs to no one. It is not work. It is not sleep. It is the quiet hour. This hour arrives without announcement. No bell. No signal. People simply feel it. The fire burns lower. Voices soften. Movement slows. Nothing important happens during this time. And that is why it matters. This hour exists between intention and rest. Between doing and being. Medieval people do not fill this space. They leave it open. There is no planning. No discussion. People sit. Stand. Lean. Some stare into the fire. Some look into darkness. The mind begins to loosen its grip. Thoughts drift without direction. This drifting is natural. No one tries to control it. Hands may still move, folding cloth, repairing a tool. These actions are slow, almost automatic. They do not require thinking. Conversation during this hour is rare. If it happens, it is quiet. Short phrases, long pauses. Silence is not awkward. It is shared. Children become still. They stop asking questions. Adults notice, but do not comment. The quiet hour teaches patience. Without instruction. It teaches the body to slow before stopping. This prevents restlessness. There is no fear of missing something. Nothing is scheduled. This hour has no purpose. And because of that, it serves many. The nervous system unwinds. Breathing deepens. Heart rate lowers. The body prepares for rest without force. Light during this hour is minimal. One flame, soft glow. Shadows stretch. Then blur. Edges disappear. The world becomes less defined. This lack of clarity is soothing. The mind Longer needs to focus. Medieval homes support this hour. Thick walls, small spaces. Sound does not travel far. Outside noise fades. Inside sound dissolves. The quiet hour is often the time for reflection. But not analysis. Memories surface gently. Then drift away. No judgment follows. Tomorrow does not intrude. Worries feel distant. The body recognizes safety. Safety allows letting go. People may close their eyes briefly. Then open them again. This is not sleeping. It is hovering near it. The quiet hour belongs to everyone. Rich. Poor. Young. Old. Does not discriminate. It requires nothing. This hour is not entertainment, but it is shaped by it. Stories have already softened the mind. Music has already slowed the breath. Games have already ended. What remains is stillness. This stillness is not empty. It is full of permission. Permission to stop. Modern life rarely allows this hour, but medieval life protects it. Without knowing its name, this protection makes sleep easier. The mind does not crash into rest. It glides. Eventually, someone stands. Another follows. No signal is needed. People move toward beds quietly. The quiet hour ends naturally. It is never missed. It returns every night. Imagine sitting in that space. Fire low. Air cool. Nothing. Waiting. Nothing required. Your thoughts slow. Your body feels heavy. You are not falling asleep. Sleep is approaching you. This is the final gift of medieval entertainment. Not excitement, not distraction, but ease. Looking back, medieval entertainment may seem strange. Too quiet, too slow, too ordinary. There are no bright lights. No loud excitement. No constant stimulation. And yet, it worked. It worked because it matched the rhythm of life. Medieval days are long, physically demanding. Predictable. Entertainment does not try to escape this reality. It fits inside it. Nothing competes for attention. Nothing pulls the mind away sharply. Instead, everything blends. Games are slow. Stories repeat. Music settles. Each form of entertainment lowers energy slightly. Not all at once, but gradually. This gradual slowing matters. The nervous system does not like sudden changes. Medieval entertainment understands this instinctively. It guides. It does not push. There is also another reason it works. Scarcity. Entertainment is not constant. It appears. Then disappears. This prevents overload. When something is rare, it is appreciated quietly. No one demands more. This keeps desire calm. Modern entertainment often asks for attention. Medieval entertainment offers companionship. It stays beside you, not in front of you. Another key difference is expectation. People do not expect entertainment to impress them. They expect it to accompany them. This removes disappointment. If something is simple, that is enough. If nothing happens, that is fine. The mind stays open. Entertainment also reflects medieval values. Community. Routine. Acceptance. Nothing is personalized. Nothing is tailored. Everyone receives the same experience. This creates shared rhythm. Shared rhythm creates trust. Trust allows relaxation. Even darker forms of entertainment, like public rituals, serve structure. They clarify boundaries. They reduce uncertainty. Uncertainty drains the mind. Clarity restores it. Entertainment also respects silence. Silence is not treated as a gap, that it is treated as content. Modern minds often fear silence. Medieval minds rest inside it. This difference changes everything. Entertainment does not aim to fill time, it aims to shape it. Time becomes something felt, not measured. Hours stretch. Moments soften. There is no rush to finish. Endings are gentle, sometimes non-existent. This prevents emotional spikes. The body remains steady. Entertainment also follows the sun. As light fades, stimulation fades. This alignment supports sleep. Nothing fights darkness. Darkness is welcomed. This cooperation with nature reduces resistance. Resistance is tiring. Medieval life avoids it when possible. Another reason this entertainment works is repetition. Repetition creates safety. Knowing what will happen next relaxes the brain. Surprise is minimized. The mind can let go. This is especially important at night. Entertainment becomes preparation. Not distraction. It prepares the body to stop. For modern listeners, this feels unfamiliar, but the body still recognizes it. Slow pacing, low tone, predictable rhythm. These elements still calm us. We respond instinctively, even now. That is why these stories matter. Not because they are old, but because they align with how the human nervous system works. They respect limits. They respect cycles. They respect rest. Imagine adopting just one of these habits. A story without an ending. Music without climax. Silence without discomfort. The effect would be immediate. Breathing slows. Muscles soften. Thoughts lose urgency. This is not nostalgia. It is biology. The medieval world did not know modern science, but it listened to the body. Entertainment was shaped by observation. What keeps people calm? What keeps them connected? What allows sleep? This wisdom was not written. It was practiced, passed quietly. Night after night. As we approach the final chapter, everything begins to settle. There is nothing left to explain, only to feel. The quiet, the steadiness. The ease. Now, there is nothing left to add. Everything important has already happened. The medieval world does not rush to close things. It allows them to fade. This final moment is not a conclusion. It is a release. Think of the village at night. No movement. No voices. Only the shape of buildings. Only the outline of trees. Everything familiar. Everything still. The day has done what it needed to do. Work is finished. Stories have softened the mind. Music has slowed the breath. Silence has arrived naturally. Nothing waits to be done. In the medieval world, night is not feared. It is trusted. Darkness is not empty. It is restful. People cannot stay awake to fill it. They let it exist. This is the final lesson. Entertainment was never meant to excite endlessly. It was meant to guide gently. To carry the mind from movement into stillness, from sound into quiet, from thought into rest. Nothing pulls attention anymore. No voice asks for focus. Even this voice begins to soften. Words grow farther apart. Pauses stretch longer. The body feels heavier. Breathing slows without effort. Thoughts lose shape. There is no need to follow them. They can drift. Medieval people understood this drift. They did not resist it. They trusted that rest would come. And it always did. The final hours of the night belong to no one. No work. No entertainment. Just being. This space is enough that you may notice your mind letting go. This is not something to control. It happens on its own. The body knows how to rest. It is always known. Before clocks, before screens, before noise. This knowledge is ancient. It still lives inside you. All you have to do is stop interrupting it. The medieval world does not teach through instruction. It teaches through rhythm. Slow. Predictable. Safe. Nothing surprises you here. Nothing demands. Nothing competes. The night simply unfolds. As sleep approaches. There is no signal. No announcement. No final moment. Awareness softens. Edges blur. The world becomes less defined. This is not loss. It is comfort. Imagine lying down, not thinking about tomorrow. Not reviewing today. Just resting. The air is cool. The space is quiet. Your body is supported. Nothing needs to happen next. Sleep is not something you do. It is something that happens to you. Gently. Naturally. Without effort. The medieval world understood this. And now, so do you. There is nothing left to hear. Nothing left to follow. The story has already let go of you. And now, you can let go too. Let the silence hold. Let the breath slow. Let the body rest. Sleep arrives quietly. Just as it always has. Just as it always will. Good night.